Day 2. I'm cooked, dude.
It's hotter now than it was at all yesterday.
Welcome to part 2 of our trip through the Cape Breton Highlands. Here you see us leaving the normal way in, eager to get the day started. So today, we are following along the Green Line. We're going to take familiar trails up north to Cheticamp and explore new trails back down the west coast, returning back to the normal way in. And just like part 1 of this series, we left the normal way in up the mountains, only this time, instead of continuing north on these dirt roads, we turned west towards the coast and down into the valleys. Once we started down the mountain into the valleys, you couldn't tell how steep it was by this clip, but we were actually riding our brakes the whole way down. After heating up our brakes for a while, we finally reached the bottom and our first stopping point on the way to Cheticamp.
That's probably my favorite part, coming down that hill.
I know.
Or going back up it, but
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna go up it. It looks like we can take an alternate route. But
if we can, we should.
There's new rules, or not new rules, new trails marked on the map.
Oh, really?
And it looks like we can come back through some valleys and then we come back in the normal way from the other way.
Oh, okay.
If you're taking this trail to Cheticamp, this abandoned house is a great spot to stop and take in some scenery. But we didn't have time to smell the flowers because we decided we were going to try some new trails after Cheticamp. And sometimes unknown trails can be impassable and could require hours of backtracking. And this is a part that the camera just does not do justice. And if you're thinking of a good time of year to explore the Cape Breton Highlands, this is a great spot for the fall or more into the winter when there's less leaves on the trees, because you can really see the sheer drop off down into a beautiful river. Here's the river when we reached a lower elevation, and as you can see, the water was quite low for this trip. This section of trail here between the abandoned house and the Gypsum Mine Lake, which I'm going to show you here shortly, was beautiful, and as you can see here, it's great for any size machine. Even the bridges we took were plenty wide. We actually had a brand new Razor Pro R, which has a whopping 74-inch wheelbase, and he had no problem fitting in any of these trails. And as you can see here, the trails did narrow up a little bit, which was no problem, of course. However, we did run into our first snag of the entire trip.
Yeah. Just getting a little practice for Newfoundland.
But that was no problem. After cramming 5 plugs into that hole there, it managed to hold up for the rest of our trip. Surprisingly, we didn't see too many people on the trail, but of course when we did, it had to be at this narrow passage. Watch this Pro R navigate through here with ease. Okay, maybe it wasn't that easy. It was actually a pretty tight fit. And this is just another example of how these big machines can fit on these trails no problem. So if you're thinking about doing this run on your side-by-side, you're not going to have any issue no matter what size. This has actually been an extremely dry run, so we were quite surprised when we found our very first water hole. Here you'll see Sam waiting for me to go through to size it up because we really can't tell how deep it is. So now, after running about 70 kilometers today, we're at the halfway point and our next beautiful stopping point. This is the Gypsum Mine Lake.
Give her, Steve. I triple dog deer you. I wonder if Cody will fly. What are you doing?
Oh my God.
Are you jumping?
Oh my God, I can't even look. I can't even look at you.
That's so.
Oh my God, be careful.
I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous for you.
After enjoying this beautiful swimming hole for a while, and with our bellies growling, it was time to get to Cheticamp for some lunch. Our hunger was thankful that Cheticamp was only a couple grassy meadows away from the swimming hole. So we stopped here at Les Gabriel. Sorry if I butchered that name, but it was fully accessible by ATV right off the trail. And from here on out, we're going to be heading on new trails, exploring down the west coast, and hopefully going to be coming back into the normal way in from the backside. So we left Cheticamp, we passed this feller on his ATV, and we were on our way. And for those of you wondering about these West Coast trails in the Cape Breton Highlands, they were absolutely phenomenal. In fact, they were the best of the whole trip. So good that we actually forgot to film them because we were too busy enjoying it. But no trip is complete without stopping at what could be another potential pit.
Cody coming in again, sniping the pit. Killing it.
Winging it.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Backing it in like a pro.
Where are we at right now?
So right now, I think we just left Cheticamp. We're heading back towards Marguerite. So we're taking a different trail, bunch of technical stuff. Probably gonna be going up and down all these mountains. You might be able to see them up there in the. So we're heading right to the top of that mountain, and then to another mountain.
This is the best trails yet.
Best trails, West Coast, Cape Breton.
West Coast, south of Cheticamp.
Oh, the Pro R is going.
This might be the best part of the trip because our buddy Kenny here in the Pro R told us we need to test drive this.
What, the seatbelt?
Here we go.
First time in a Pro R. Woo! Oh my God, you can hear him coming. Woo! Oh my God.
Where Patterson sells these? This thing is sick, dude. It's like
Too sick.
the throttle response is like it's not a CTV clutch.
That's
like
what I
it's
wondered.
Like super responsive.
Does it feel like heavy?
No,
It doesn't.
it doesn't. It feels. It's just. If anything, it's as nimble as those.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why.
Like the steering's actually more responsive.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
If you put it on race on the throttle, it'll be quite a bit more.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Man, this is like, I gotta climb.
Climb into it. It's like instant. As soon as you hit it, it's spinning. got to get one now,
What
eh?
the hell?
I mean, 2 of these next.
It's like scarier than,
Yeah.
than something else.
2 of those for Newfoundland.
Needless to say, we can't afford to buy a couple of these until we get some more YouTube subscribers. So we hopped in our little baby 900s and we continued on. Suddenly, after making one final turn, we saw the infamous Norma Way Inn white fence indicating we had made it. I would like to take this time to thank you all for watching. This wraps up our Cape Breton Highland Trail Guide series, and we can't wait to get started on our Newfoundland Trail Guide series next. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to tag a friend on our Instagram giveaway post for your chance to win a free set of brand new LED whip lights for your machine, courtesy of Kemi Moto. Every name tagged is an entry to win. We draw the winner on Labor Day weekend. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on our Newfoundland Trail Guide series, and we'll see you in the next one.